This is Barcelona News World. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Welcome. FC Barcelona players have had the kind of impact that Lamine Yamal has had at the club. Since his debut, the young Spanish winger has grown and developed into a sensational football player. Fortunately for Barcelona, Yamal's development has completely taken the team to a new level as well. As such, it is completely normal for people to start praising the youngster or even comparing him to the greats of the past. Such is the nature of the football world, and Lamine Yamal is just the latest Barcelona wonderkid to see that reality for himself. Comparing Lamine Yamal to Barcelona's finest. Certainly, the young 17-year-old winger often gets associated most with Lionel Messi. A former legend of FC Barcelona, the Argentinian forward is widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. To be compared to him is a unique honor, but a certain Argentine forward seems to think that comparing Yamal to Messi does not make sense. Lautaro Martinez claims Lionel Messi is incomparable. Ahead of the upcoming UEFA Champions League clash between Barcelona and Inter Milan, the Italian side striker Lautaro Martinez was present at the pre-match press conference. As highlighted by Mundo Deportivo, moreover, he touched on the subject of Yamal being compared to Messi. Leo Messi, for me, is incomparable. He's the best player of all time. He's, Lamine Yamal, an important player who's doing a great job. So, for the Argentinian striker, it is not a comparison that he seems to be particularly on board with. Interestingly, however, even Lamine Yamal seemed to suggest that he is not too fond of comparing himself to other players in his recent press conference appearance. As for Martinez, he did acknowledge that the Barcelona attack is something very dangerous and something that his team needs to be aware of, especially with players like Rafinha and Lamine Yamal being there. We know how dangerous they are up front. We'll need to put in a great defensive effort. We've defended very well this season. We need to defend together to limit their scoring chances. With the game now approaching fast, both teams are preparing themselves for the encounter. As Barcelona continues to tinker with their starting options and possibilities, Inter Milan is also looking forward to having some injured players now return to action. Paris Saint-Germain may look to strengthen their midfield this summer. Last year, the club added João Neves to a group that already included Vitinha, Warren Zaire-Emery and Fabian Ruiz. With such a deep midfield, there may not be an immediate need for another addition. However, it seems PSG wants to make the midfield the foundation of their project under manager Luis Enrique, who isn't hesitant to rotate players to keep his squad fresh while competing in 3 competitions. As a result, with the summer transfer window approaching, one midfielder has already emerged on PSG's radar, Sandro Tonali. Nonetheless, several clubs are. Barcelona kick off their Champions League semi-final tie on Wednesday as they host Inter at the Estadi Olympique Luis Companys. Hansi Flick's side are favorites to progress to next month's final against one of Arsenal or Paris Saint-Germain, but it will be very tough to get past the Nerazzurri, despite their poor recent form. It has been a tough couple of weeks for Inter, who have lost their last 3 matches across all competitions. But that is now behind them according to star striker Lautaro Martinez, who spoke to the media on Tuesday, via MD. We are together. This week has been tough for us. We are the first to suffer when we lose. Tomorrow we will face a great team. At this point this can happen. So far we have done a good job. The group is fine, united. Lautaro, who could have joined Barcelona back in 2020, will be the focal point for Inter in attack, but he knows that his teammates in defense will need to be at their best to stop the likes of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal and Ferran Torres. We know the offensive power of the team. We have to do a great job defensively. We are a team that has defended very well. We have to defend together to try not to let them have scoring chances. Lautaro was asked specifically about Lamine Yamal, whose incredible rise over the last couple of years has already seen him compared to Lionel Messi, who is the international teammate of the Inter player. In his opinion, there is no grounds for the two to be compared. Well, first of all, I'm not going to get into that. For me, Leo has no comparison because he was and will be the best player of all time. So I won't make that comparison. I can only say that Lamine Yamal is an important player. We've all seen it, we all know it. At his young age, he's doing a tremendous job. He's already won important titles with his national team, so he returned to full fitness in time for Euro 2024 and played a scintillating tournament before suffering a setback that ruled him out of the decisive clashes with France and England, which ultimately saw Spain crowned champions of Europe. Although heartbreaking for him at the time, his injury was probably quite convenient in the sense that it gave him a little more time to rest and take care of his body before the start of the new season. That is certainly the impression one gets considering that he has stayed completely injury-free over the course of the campaign so far, only missing one game due to illness. Pedri a real Ballon d'Or contender. What a delight it has been to watch a fully fit and firing Pedri. The youngster has undoubtedly been one of the best midfielders in world football this season, completely running the show for a Barcelona side that could claim a stunning quadruple this term. The Supercopa and Copa del Rey have already been claimed by the Blaugrana. On Sunday, Barcelona defeated Real Madrid in the final of the latter, and Pedri was at his best, brilliantly scoring the opener by finishing off a move he himself had started with a long ball to Lamine Yamal. Pedri has an ability to dictate the pace of a game like few others currently plying their trade in European football. His vision, coupled with the fact that he effortlessly executes even the most difficult passes, makes him a game-changer for Barcelona and Spain. But the Tenerife-born playmaker isn't just eye candy. On the contrary, Pedri gets stuck in and puts in the hard yards, giving his side the ideal balance of attacking creativity and defensive tenacity. According to data analytics firm Sky Sports, Pedri has comfortably been the best central midfielder in La Liga this season. Similarly, data from FBref shows that he is in the 98th percentile for shot-creating actions and 99th percentile for progressive passes among midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues, while also ranking exceptionally well for progressive carries and successful take-ons. On Monday, the Spaniard admitted that he dreams of winning the Ballon d'Or, saying, "Since Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, it has become clear that a player who controls the midfield and dictates the rhythm of play can win this award. It has always been my dream to lift the Ballon d'Or." He added that his full focus is on team success at present, but there was no need for this clarification because Pedri absolutely needs to be in the conversation for the 2025 Ballon d'Or, especially in light of Rodri's victory last year. Should Barcelona manage to win La Liga and the Champions League,